before I begin with this wrap-up currently reading thing, I do want to share two big news in the book world. One, the Shadow and Bone teaser trailer dropped today. It was excellent. I'm so excited. The Shadowfold looks amazing. Alina looks amazing. Jesper and Kez look awesome. I only know them from the character posters. I haven't read the book, so I will read the books before I watch the show. I pinky swear. And then also today, Marissa Meyer shared on Instagram that her magical realism contemporary novel, Instant Karma, has been optioned for an HBO Max series. And I'm so excited. I cannot wait for this series. And it's a standalone book, so it's obviously going to be a mini-series. Greetings, salutations, Eddie here. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be presenting my February wrap-up. I only read one book and listened to one short story. And the one book that I read put me into a reading slump. So, let me talk about first the books that I'm reading right now. So, I'll be right back. I'm also going to be talking about in this video what I'm reading in March. It's going to be a completely different format from my previous 2 months, because the previous 2 months TBR was not working out for me, and I will explain in a minute. But let me just tell you guys what I'm reading and what I've read. Let's get right into it. So the first one that I'm currently reading is What Big Teeth by Rose Zasbo. I really hope I said that name right. I promise I'm not making fun of your name. I'm really trying to say your name right, Rose. This is my first non-binary author that I'm reading from. A werewolf story. And I thought this was going to be like a Little Red Riding Hood retelling, but it's not, because, you know, Little Red Riding Hood says, what big teeth you have, what big eyes you have, you know, but this is vastly original. So we follow Eleanor Zarin. She's been estranged from her wild, bloodthirsty family for years. When she flees boarding school after a horrifying incident, she goes to the only place she thinks is safe, the home she left behind. That's all I'm going to read. I didn't really know much about it before going in. I just saw a lot of people reading this, and some people were really loving it, and I'm really excited to see where the story goes. The writing is amazing. Our leading character is awesome. I haven't read a werewolf story, I haven't read a story that's strictly werewolves in a while, so I'm really excited about that. And the other one is Witches of Ash and Ruin by E. Latimer. This was on my reading list. So this one's like, you know, Celtic mythology versus witchcraft. It's all that fun jazz. So 17-year-old Dana Walsh is struggling to cope with her somatic OCD, the aftermath of being outed as a bisexual in her conservative Irish town, and the return of her long-absent mother, who barely seems like a parent, but all that really matters to her is ascending and finally becoming a full witch. So there's that. I'm literally a little bit in, but the writing's really good so far. It's really, really good. And then this one, I'm going to take my time with this one because it is a dark topic. And this is My America by Kim Johnson. I got this book a couple weeks ago, and I had to start reading it, and so I did. I started reading it. It's really, really good. It's probably one of those stories where it's going to stick with you for a minute because of its subject matter, but I highly recommend it already. I think it's really well written. I'm talking about Kim Johnson. She's a local author. She lives her best life with her husband and 2 kids in Oregon. She attended, she holds degrees from the University of Oregon and the University of Maryland College Park. And this is her first novel. So I'm really happy for her, and I'm really excited to see where this book goes. And then I decided to restart this book because I put it down because I wasn't feeling it, but now I'm back, and that is The Squirrels of Magic by Cassandra Clare, the first book of the Eldest Curses series. This follows Alec and Magnus. This takes place during City of Fallen Angels, so the 4th book of the Mortal Instruments. Basically, they're trying to take down this cult called the Crimson Hand that Magnus started years ago as a joke, but now it's kind of gotten out of hand. Now they have to put all their vacation plans aside to take down this cult. I will finish this, and I will do a full review about this, non-spoiler. Right now, I'm just liking it. I'm not enjoying it, or I'm not loving it, just liking it. Okay, so now into the books that I finished. Or now into the book that I finished and the short story that I finished. So let me start with the short story. So the short story that I finished is called The Land I Lost, which is part of the Ghost of the Shadow Market collection. Let me actually pull it up. So The Land I Lost, this is by Cassandra Clare and Sarah Reese Brennan. This follows Alec and Magnus again. I don't know exactly the timeline of this book, but I know it's set before the Dark Artifices. I finished it today. I think it's the longest of the short stories that I listened to. I think the narrator did a really good job, but I think that this is probably one of my favorites of the short stories, but it's not like my top favorite. I think it's one of the stories that I actually really liked. This one I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Now the book that I finished, I already talked about it. I talked about it twice. Queen of Air and Darkness. I'll put both of my reviews down below because I did a part 1 where I just finished it, and then I did part 2 when I actually sat on it, and that one is with spoilers. Overall, I just really like this book. It's my least favorite of Dark Artifices. I wish there was a lot of parts. I wish there was a lot that was cut out. After I did that review and put it up, I saw an interview with Cassandra Clare saying that the real villain is like the villain that we weren't expecting to be the main villain or something like that. I don't know. But if you have Annabelle Blackthorne on the cover, I'm expecting her to be the villain, not, you know, Horace Dearborn. But anyway, I talked about my feelings down below for both reviews. Check it out. Okay, so now into what I'm going to be reading. So I'm changing my format because instead of doing TBRs, I want to do something that I feel more comfortable with, and that is the series I want to read. So each month going forward, I want to read or try to tackle or start, you know, one series per month. So this month, I will be tackling Trials of Apollo. I promise you, I will tackle this book series. So I do want to tackle this, but of course, you know, the other ones as well. But I do want to tackle the Trials of Apollo, and hopefully finish the series. I don't think I can finish it in March. No, maybe I can. But I do want to finish this series. Really excited to see where this goes. Considering how fast I read The Hidden Oracle, I could probably fly through the rest of the series rather quickly. And then that'll give me more time to read the rest of the books I'm currently reading right now. And also, if I get done with that series and those books, by chance, then I will try and tackle the Magnus Chase. I blinked on that name, I'm sorry. So there's that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, big thumbs up and comment down below your thoughts of any of these books and what books, how many books have you read this month? What books are you currently reading? For more content, hit that subscribe button and I'll see everyone soon in my next video. Deuces.